What's up, everybody? So we're slowly moving along with this car, getting this car ready to go. We're at the end of the season here. World Cup Finals was this past weekend. So that's the official end of the racing season. Cool. Now it's time for winter upgrade. So I literally have November, December, January, February, March, April. I want to be done with this car in May. So I have 7 months to finish what I have to finish in the car, which isn't too bad. I feel like I can get it done in time as long as I keep going. So we went over all the steering last time, and we went over putting the dashboard in the car. I got to take the center console back out. I'm not too happy with a couple things situated behind it, but not a big deal. Everything still works. Beautiful, great, grand joy. Now I am working on the cooling system, again, to get this thing so I can actually leave it running with the cooling system going. I still got to buy a steam port kit, which I'm going to buy from Motion Raceworks. They probably have the best one that I've seen on the market. But I just got my fans in. I started building my Dash 20 AN hoses. Sucks. I got one done, but we're going to go over making the second one. I'm waiting on 2 fittings to come in for that. I'll show you a little trick on how to get that together to go somewhat smooth. Like I said, I just got the fans in. Got to pull the radiator out. Got to mark them on that shroud I made. I showed you. We're not going to see the cutting of the hole because I got to bring it to work and cut the holes at work in that, but we'll go over the tracing of it, getting it mounted right, situated, bolted on, radiator back in the car, get it all wired up, and get these coolant hoses done. Well, as you can see, I got a bunch of different fans here. I tried to get away with doing a stock one first, because stock ones always flow just so much more air. So I got this one out of the local fucking scrapyard. Plugs and everything, circuit breakers with the plugs. It's out of a Volvo 850, 92, 93, 94. They're pretty much all the same. Almost all the Volvos got the same one, just different shrouds. You can see it's a pretty thin shroud. You know, it's not all that wide. It's a big fan. It's supposed to flow something like 4,000 CFM on high. It's a 2-speed. So it's supposed to be like 1,800, 1,900 on low, 4,000 on high. Badass fan. Great. I got this thing cheap. And I was hoping I could get it to work. The blade is a ½ inch too big for my radiator. Son of a bitch. So I went back to my original idea of using universal dual 10s. I found these with an S blade, curved blade, whatever the hell they want to call them. They're supposed to flow, I think I read like 1,800 CFM each. So they will be wired together to come on at the same time. So, you know, just under 4,000, 3,600 CFM. That should be more than enough. I mean, we're going to find out. If I have to change the whole cooling setup in the car, I got to change the whole cooling setup in the car. But I have a feeling it's going to be just fine. So I picked these bad boys up. These weren't that much. They had $50 a piece or something. That is a big bitch. We'll go over that in a minute. Dash 20. This is some big shit right here. I mean, that's by far the biggest hose I've ever made, period. I got 2 2-foot sections in from Vibrant Performance. I'm pretty sure 2 2-foot sections were cheaper than a 5-foot section. Obviously, it's a foot less, but I think it was a significant amount less. I think it was like $20 less. Neither of my hoses are 2 feet. This one I cut off probably 7 inches. This one I'm probably gonna cut a foot off of it, so I'll have a foot laying around. But I'm waiting the 2 fittings to come in for this. This is gonna be ugly. I don't know if you can see, but I marred the shit out of that fitting. So anybody who follows me on Instagram saw what I went through to get this done. I've never made hose this big, period. Like I said, it's ridiculous. I tried everything. I broke a Dash 20 AN wrench. I didn't have a wrench big enough. This is actually 1 3/4 inches. So I put it up on my Instagram, and a couple people suggested engine assembly lube. So I'm like, well, okay. I was using PB Blaster, but then I took out some Permatex Ultra Slick engine assembly lube. I brought this to work. I brought this to work because we have big vices there and I have big wrenches. I didn't want to take this side apart because I was afraid I was going to tear the threads out of it. It was like that far off from being together. I mean, it was like 5 or 6 threads in. So I'm like, let me do this side. Fucking slammed it right together. This thing went right together like butter. I couldn't believe it. I had a couple Mars on it, but it's because I was just using a regular wrench. Took a little of the anodizing off, but it went right together. So I'm like, well, shit. Let me take this side apart and see what happens. I was able to get it apart without fucking it up. Put the Ultra Slick on it, and it just went right together. I mean, I couldn't fucking believe how easy this thing went right together. So there's a good tip for anybody. Use some Ultra Slick engine assembly lube or whatever kind of engine assembly lube you have. Just got to be really... PB Blaster won't work. Put it that way. It'll work on the smaller fittings, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This big shit, it does not work for it. I'm telling you, I tried it. It didn't work. So, these come with a whole stupid mounting kit with springs and zip ties and pull-throughs, and you need these things to help mount it. But it comes with all this worthless shit that you don't need if you built the shroud. So, I don't know if these are going to fit. I don't know. We're going to play with this. And of course they don't fucking fit. Okay, so after a couple week of figuring stuff out, I was able to return those fans because I did buy them on Amazon, and screw what that guy's return policy was because Amazon will guarantee your return. Cha-ching! So I did some more research, took about a week of research into cooling fans, and I learned a lot about cooling fans. And OEM ratings, it is so hard to find out OEM ratings. I saw everybody runs the Taurus fan, and I saw anywhere from 3,600 to 5,600. The LS1's like 10,000 CFM, and this one's 100 million thousand CFM, and it's all bullshit, and I don't even want to be involved in OEM fans. So I was out of options, and I should have done it from day one, was buy pretty much the best fan there is out there. So I picked up a 14-inch curved puller from Spal. You know, Spal, I've had Spal in the past. They make an excellent product made in Italy, so you know it's fucking fancy. When I powered this fan up on the shroud, the shroud wanted to lift off the bench, and it's 2,100 CFM. So either A, Spal highly underrates their fans, or everybody else just way overrates their fans. Because I put it up next to that Volvo fan, which is 4,000 CFM, and this Spal pulls more, and it's supposed to be half of it. This was a little bit more expensive than everything else. It's 150 bucks, so it's not breaking the bank. But I did get it. It fits perfect. I did mount it to the radiator. I'm not going to show you that, but what I did do is I took a bunch of pictures of the whole step process, going from marking it, drilling it, cutting it, fitting it, painting it, and the process. So I have that whole row of pictures, which I'll insert now. Process that was done with a drill, some good drill bits, and a jigsaw with metal blades in it. That's all I did with that. I don't have a jigsaw. I had to do that at work because I do have a jigsaw. I don't have a good jigsaw. I got a cheap ass Black & Decker one, and that's not something I wanted to fuck up. It was a pain in the ass to make that shroud. So it is all done. It did come out nice. Let me get this one hose off here. So, as you can see, it came out pretty good. It fits good. Everything's great. I rewired it and put a connector on it. Matches my harness. So, that's all good to go. When I ordered the fittings, they sent me one, not two. So, the other one is supposed to be here today. I'm waiting on USPS now to get the fitting for this and two fittings for my heater core hoses. In transit to destination. So I know he comes within the next like hour. So I will show you how to make one fitting when the mailman gets here. Some stuff has changed here. Let you look at that. I cut the whole radiator support out. I was putting the radiator back in the other day. If you remember, I had half a support with just the center section cut out. When I was putting it back in the other day, it tore my finger open, and I'm like, that's it. I got the die grinder out and the drill out, and I cut it all off. I'll probably make a tubular upper support. I want to just tube the whole front end, but I don't have a bender or the money to buy a pre-done kit, so it's gonna stay like this. My buddy can make me an upper support fairly easy. He just did one in another Mustang, and you're only bending 20 degrees to get it around. So what this would enable me to do is to move the turbo, since I had this more space. So it's moved forward, and now you can see it's forward facing. The Cobra grill, I'll actually be able to get a little bit of airflow to this damn thing now. So it is definitely much nicer to not have that upper radiator support in it. Come on, Remy. Did you see I'm filming here? Don't you see I'm filming here? Huh? I picked up I ate my apples. Let me get this fucking out of the way too. So I ordered. It was really hard to find an overflow tank that wasn't overly priced. A lot of these companies are taking 10, 15 bucks in material, bending it into a square and welding it together and charging you $150, $250, $300 for something that's literally you're going to hook a hose to just to catch your coolant. And I could understand if it was a surge tank or an expansion tank, but not for a coolant overflow. So I was not willing to pay X amount of dollars for this. So I picked up a Moroso overflow tank, part number 63657. Lightweight, 1 quart cap with hose fitting drain vented. Picked it up for $36 on eBay. It's not bad. It's plastic, which I didn't know. But it's perfect. Nice big drain. It's got two mounting studs, 2 mounting holes. Comes with a nice stainless ball drain that you can just thread in there. This I'm probably going to change because I don't think I want to put a hose on it. I think I want to make a stainless line. Bent all nice and fancy over there. I mean, that's just ugly. So I got to figure out where I want to mount this, and don't try to use longer bolts in this because you'll probably punch right through the plastic and fucking ruin the tank. I mean, plastic's fine. Every fucking car comes stock with a plastic one. It doesn't really bother me. And for $36, it definitely doesn't bother me. So I think I can mount it on the frame rail. I don't know if I have to make... I wonder if one bolt would put too much stress on it, And if I have to use the two, because if I could use the one, I could just literally drill right through the upper lip of the frame rail and bolt right through it. You notice I got no music in the background because I keep getting fucking yelled at by music. Copyright infringements and other YouTubers yelling at me. Oh, you know, you should really give credit. And YouTube yelling at me, oh, this is copyright infringement. And everybody yelling at me. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. I'm not making any money on this shit. I'm not trying to make any money on this shit. I don't want to make money on this shit. I keep your 37 cents, you know? $7 or whatever the fuck it is. I have less than 1,000 subscribers. I'm just showing people ways to build a fucking car, you know? Just showcasing what can be done. I don't fucking care. I'm not doing this. If I was doing this for money, I'd be fucking broke. I wouldn't be doing this. Let's put it this way. So, I gotta figure something out with that stupid music shit. I'll probably just use all that fucking corny ass fucking music from YouTube's free copyright shit for when I need it. Let's go check the mailbox, see if the mail's here. Well, that was the longest trip ever to the mailbox. No, my driveway's not, you know, on the other side of the country. That was 5 days ago. This package is supposed to be here from Summit. Our great and wonderful U.S. Postal Service apparently was too goddamn lazy to get out of his truck on Saturday and put this on my doorstep. He said my property was inaccessible. I watched this guy drop my mail off on Saturday. My property was not inaccessible. He was too fucking lazy to get out of his goddamn truck and do his job. So I was able to finally file a complaint, and I don't know. They said, customer called in complaint, please redeliver. Geo-tracking scan is not near the home. Thank you, TJ. And my package got here today after me fucking throwing a fit. So, this right here, I don't know what that says, but it's, damn, look at the bag that motherfucker came in this time. That might be the biggest fitting bag you'll ever fucking see. Good Lord, Vibrant. So that's the last 45-degree hose end for the cooling hose. And these two fittings, which are going to be for my heater core. I don't know if you've any of you have ordered from Summit, but they give you this little thing, and you can give it to someone for a gift card. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Instead, because I mean, how else would you get a gift card unless you live near there? I like that. That's a nice idea. My last hose end here. You want to see how to make this fucking thing? I mean, I'm sure most of you know how to make a AN line, but we're going to show you how to make a -20. This bitch right here was a super tight fit. I'm going to show you how tight it is. You can't just push this mother... Oh, actually, this one's actually going on. Kind of. So this is the easiest way I found to do it. This is the last time I will ever make a -20 fitting. This is the last one ever. If anything goes bad on this fucking thing, all of this shit's getting changed. No fucking way. Yeah, it looks good. I'm sure a bunch of people are gonna have a Better way to do that. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I've never had so much fitting with a fucking hose end in my life before. So, I told you before, take some engine assembly lube. It definitely goes together a lot freaking easier when we use the engine assembly lube. It makes a hell of a mess, but so that's how far I got it. That one needs to go in a touch. That's how far I got it. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take your ass down to the local Harbor Freight. Go in your father's toolbox, any diesel mechanic friends, any guy who work on farm equipment, and get a big ass wrench. This one's from Harbor Freight, 1.75 inches. That's the size of this fitting. Everybody got Harbor Freight. You go get one of these. I ruined my Dash 20 aluminum fitting trying to do these. This is what's worked the best because it's got enough leverage on it and it just goes smooth. I know it's going to look really easy right now. Ever considered doing Dash 20 coolant hoses? Forget it. Don't do it. Take the advice from me. I hope I didn't make this too long. I'm going to take this back apart again. Alright, so I lied before. That was my second to last time I was going to do one of these fittings. I just shortened it up like a 1/2 inch. Strip these. Cross thread these. I had to do it. I cross threaded a Dash 10. That was not pretty. Tight fit. So as I previously have said before, I'm going to have heat in this car, but I don't want just big old rubber hoses coming out and flopping all over the bed. So what I did was I pulled the nipples out of the water pump and I threaded them, and I got AN fittings for them. Just make sure these are the right size. There's those two heater fittings down there. You obviously, this is a Dash 10, this is a Dash 12. Obviously you can see the heater cores is different sizes as well. Not happy about this kink in here. Will it affect anything? Probably not. Just as aesthetically, not as pleasing. But that's coolant hoses, Dash 20. You see they suck. Don't ever do them. That coolant system kicked my ass, man. Those fittings fucking suck. Making those hoses fucking suck. There is nothing friendly about Dash 20. So the coolant system's pretty much done. I just got to make those two hoses up to the heater core, which I'm not going to bore you with. Those are plain and easy. It's a 10 and a 12. I got to make the line for the overflow tank, but again, I'm not going to even worry about showing you guys that. That's pretty self-explanatory stuff right there. What else? Yeah, that's it. It's just the dog wants up on the car. Oh God, can you go on this one? So that's just another part of this car done. It's baby steps, you know, one thing at a time to get done. So I don't know what we're gonna do next. I'm probably gonna build this upper radiator support. I got a 3/4 tube sitting over there for it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do mini tubs. Maybe we'll do rear coilovers. Maybe I'll have the glass put in. I don't know. We'll see. But like usual, give me a like, comment on it. I'm sure there's better ways to do what I just did. Follow me on Instagram at Racestatus for daily updates. Tell your friends and subscribe. All right, guys? Have a great night. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.